So first he's announced. Well, I talked about there's a video coming out. This is coming out on Tuesday. This podcast. So on Friday, a video is on our YouTube page and on our audio platforms about UK rap. And I was talking about how I saw a tweet last week or the week before that talking about how Central C was going to sign with Colombia, and then his first single was going to be with Drake. And I'm like, that's kind of wild, especially with him talking like a bunch of independent stuff on his songs. I'm like, I don't know if I believe it. We'll see. But then this week, it was the Double XL cover was announced, and I thought it was really interesting for a couple reasons. One, because the biggest artist on the cover is not American. That's I think I don't know when that's ever happened. And then two, um, shortly after that, I think a day or two after that, he was announced on Colombia. And so, with that being said, and then that same day, he posted a picture of him playing the motto by Drake. This could mean nothing. Him posting a picture with a song could mean nothing. But now that somebody has already alluded to him being on Colombia, I could definitely see a Drake song coming out in the near future. The terms of the deal were interesting that they noted. It was like two albums, $20 million, and the rest of his catalog he gets to keep, which I think is a good deal. But it makes me think about a couple of things. I want to know what you thought about the Double XL cover, and then I'm going to get into some other things I was thinking.
I thought the XL cover was solid. Like I feel like now it's getting to the point with me. Like there's artists on there I see that I don't even know. Like I feel like you said that last year, and now it's getting to that point with me. Like obviously I know Tia Corone was on there. I kind of want to pull it up just so I know everybody, but Tia Corone was on there. Freaky T song,
I could.
Central C. I got it up.
You
I
got it.
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Lola Brooke
So
was on there.
oh yeah, Lola Brooke, Too Rare, I do know. Finesse two times. He's solid. He's one of those artists out of the South that I've been liking. Glorilla obviously deserved it. Real Boston Richie. Fun fact, he records videos at the gas station by FAMU. I don't know why he still does that. DC the Don. I've been listening to him for a while. He's from Milwaukee. He kind of makes
Okay.
like rock, rap music, like kind of like I didn't even do it. Okay. From where we were, Rob 49 and Lil Tyler is probably the only other one I know. Sleazy World too, he's alright. But yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's a pretty decent list. Like I feel like there's people on here who are definitely gonna be around for the next couple of years. Like I feel like Finesse two times, Glorilla, Lil Tyler, and Central C, and probably I'd say DC the Don just because he has a really niche fan base. He doesn't really, I don't think he really just rides in rap. Like he makes rock music too. So I wouldn't even say he might
Yeah.
be quick. But I thought the
I'm
XXL
not
cover
gonna
was
say
pretty
I'm
solid.
not gonna say the list is trash because that would be mean. So I'm not gonna say that. But what I will say is I just think it shows that the artists we listening to aren't even American no more, bro. Like I feel like before the top of the heap in terms of a global presence were all American.
Hmm.
And now, and we talk about this, I feel like a lot, but I think it's important to say. I just think like sort of like look at the NBA, right? Like the NBA used to be all Americans, and then you get one here, one there. You get Dirk, you know what I'm saying? You get Elijah Wan, you get one or two. But now you look at it, you got who you got? You got Giannis, you got Luca, you got even Embiid. Like you got a list of people that are not from America doing it just as well as we are. So maybe my point of saying hip hop is dead is I think it's not dead. I think it's just so many more people are doing it that it should be expected that people in other places are eventually going to catch up and do it just as well as we are. I think
Yeah,
that's where we're at.
I think it's just like I've said before, like access. Like I feel like beforehand, like even with the NBA, like a lot of those players who were in those other countries didn't have access to come over and go to school at Kansas or come over and go to University of Kentucky or be anywhere close to even getting to the league. Like a lot of people, when Manu Ginobili came out, nobody knew who Manu Ginobili was. That's why he got drafted so low. Everybody was sitting there like, "Who is this guy?" But I feel like the XXL cover has always reflected the times. Like it always has. Like if you go back and look at the really big one, everybody still talks about the 2016 cover. It had all the big artists who were really big on SoundCloud. Except for I'd say probably Russ at the time, and um, at the time, SoundCloud was the biggest thing in rap music, in American music. That was probably the biggest new thing that was helping artists get on. And now you see a lot of these artists, half of their songs blew up on TikTok. Like I can tell you that from what I've seen and what I've listened to. Like half of them, this is a TikTok list. Like I feel like Tia Corone, Sleazy World song blew up on TikTok. Lil Tyler blew up on TikTok. Glorilla kind of blew up on TikTok too. I feel like it just reflects what's going on at the time. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I was and the thing I love about like I think about a lot of stuff through a marketing lens, and like now taking it away from Double XL and more to Central C. The thing I love about Central C is that he's curating his image in a way. He's curating his image in the way he wants it to be, right? Like
Hmm.
it doesn't feel like he's done anything that he didn't want to do. I feel like a lot of artists once they, and maybe that's because he was independent, but being like when artists get signed to a label, it seems like that you just see them everywhere. They're doing every interview, and it's like you could tell there's no real like this. Some of the interviews just don't make sense. It's like, why are you even here? Like you don't want to interview with this person. He doesn't want to interview you. Like there's a lot of that, and I've only seen two interviews by Central C. Well, a couple more that aren't really interviews. I don't count the chicken stuff, and I don't count that. But
Right.
he did the No Jumper interview a while ago. A while ago, like this was back when Loading came out, and then he did another interview with somebody. I think it looked like you know when your homie starting some shit up, and it's like, okay, I'll give you the interview. Just that's what it felt like. It was just like a real casual interview that I saw, and seeing that, and like now seeing that he's signed to Colombia, and he's not signed to Colombia UK, which is a big thing, right? Like all of these labels have divisions in other countries to sort of handle artists in those areas. But the fact that he signed to like Colombia proper is a big thing, right? Like that's where I'm pretty sure that's where Tyler the Creator is signed. I think Alicia Keys might still be over there. Like those are the type of artists that are over there, which gives you an indicator of what they think is his ceiling or where they think that he could go, right? I was looking on if you go on Spotify on your laptop, it allows you to see like the biggest markets of that artist. Um, and after this, I gotta take like a little intermission to blow my nose. But so you go on Central C's page. His top five markets are London, Australia, uh, the Netherlands, France, and I think this is London or whatever. Not London. I think that's LA. That's another Australian market. But yeah, so his markets are so spread out, and I think that's the appeal. I think like these new superstars like Bad Bunny, like Burna Boy, like Central C. Those are the big for me in this new wave of people that are like the top dogs. Those are my big three. If I'm being real, if I'm really looking at like the music scene, those are the big three: Bad Bunny, Central C, and Burna Boy. And I think Central C's global appeal is something labels are trying to get more a part of, or they're trying to create more stars like that, right? Stormzy just signed to Def Jam. Well, Def Jam just I don't know if they just opened or they reopened their UK division, and Stormzy is their primary act. That's their biggest act over there. So he'd signed to Universal via Def Jam. And so like these bigger artists overseas are now getting the real play from these American labels. And I think, everybody else is gonna be late to the party. Like the casual listener doesn't care. But for us who are looking at the frontiers of music, I think it's dope to see that finally. Like Stonebwoy is from Ghana. He signed to Def Jam as well, the same label as Stormzy. So I'm excited. This stuff sort of makes me excited. And I'm ready for the Drake Central C feature, if it's coming out next week. I think it'll be next week or the week after, but
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I think it just kind of gives more of a chance for newer artists and new sounds to come out, and I feel like that's something that turns me off of music now. Like feel like sometimes I'll be listening to podcasts more days than music just because of the fact that I feel like I'm hearing the same thing over and over again. And it's definitely going to be great to see some of those artists from these other countries really get their play, get their shot. Hopefully, the thing that kind of worries me about that is just that it'll just be a couple of artists instead of like a lot. Like I feel like when rap music and even with the SoundCloud era picking up, I feel like a lot of artists got signed really fast to deals, and I feel like there's a lot of Afrobeats artists, reggaeton artists, especially, um, that could definitely be like some of the biggest artists in the world now based off the quality of their music. Like I feel like I always say I don't think Ozuna is big enough, and he's pretty big. So